Okay, so we are back. Um, as I said in previous videos, um, I was moving. I'm at the new crib, the new place. This isn't the official setup. Obviously, the door to my room is right behind me. Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep my setup right here because it's a bit awkward. But I just had to kind of get everything I owned into my room. Um, but I'm known for rearranging my room quite a bit, so we'll see where we go. But but for now, this is gonna be it. Um, but let's finally go over the UFC Noche card, man. I haven't gone over it yet. So let's get into it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Um, there we go. All right. So the first fight of the night. The first fight of the night. Um, Rodrigo Cizanato versus Daniil Danchenko. Well, first of all, before I get into this fight, I want to say I think I went like 9-0 on this card, and then I went like 10-4 or something. So I did amazing, undefeated in the prelims, but the main card I really started to break apart. But let's start here. Rodrigo Cezanado versus Daniil Danchenko. I said that Daniil Danchenko would win by knockout. He did. He won by knockout. It was a very dominant, one-sided fight. Daniil Danchenko, I think he's gonna be a problem in this welterweight division, man. I do. The welterweight division though is a bit odd, you know. So, but I think Daniil Danchenko fits right in at 170. He's very powerful. He's very good, and I knew he was. I knew he was not gonna have any issues against Cezinado. Um, he's just a better fighter, you know. So good, good stuff there by Daniil Danchenko, man. I'm excited to see where he goes. I actually really like him. Moving on. Um, Monse Rendon versus Alice Pereira. I went with Rendon, and she won exactly how I thought she would by decision. I don't know. Alice Pereira she's just too young. You know, that's all it was. I know she's talented, but she's 19. Shut up. She's 19. Just too young for this. You know what I'm saying? Not enough experience. Um, and that's all there is to it. Rendon's not good either, but she at least has had UFC experience, you know. She won in the UFC prior to this fight. She's been in the UFC. She's been under the big lights. Alice Pereira's before this, her biggest crowd, dude, was like 50 people in like a warehouse with a little like cage in the middle of it. Like I can't trust you if you come from straight from that up to the UFC. Like it's never a good combination when that happens. This was a decent fight though. They both hurt each other at moments. It wasn't like a boring, you know, what I'm saying, like a boring fight or nothing. This was a scrap. Um, so definitely. But at least Pereira, I think you should get rid of her. I think you should get her out of the UFC, at least for now. She's 19. Put her in, you know, some other organizations um, that are more like the UFC, but not quite as big. This is a big, you know, too big of a spot for her at this point in her career, you know. Build her up like other people get, man. Moving on. Alden Correa versus Alessandro Costa. I picked Alden Correa here. I think I might have even picked him by finish. Um, he's just better, you know. He trains with Joshua Van. His hands are amazing. His grappling is really good. I thought this was not a layup. I thought this was an easy pick. I know that Alessandro Costa's good, but there's just things that he does wrong, and I thought that Alden Correa really could expose those, and that's exactly what he did, man. He beat up on Alessandro Costa, finished him by knockout. Alessandro, dude, I don't know if you guys saw the saw the video though, but Alessandro Costa did mess up his toes, dude. So nasty. I forgot exactly what happened, but you could like open up his like the flesh in between his like toes, whatever. Disgusting, man. But good win for Alden Correa, man. He's really good, and I'm really excited for him. He trains with Joshua Vance, so obviously that's a really good camp that produces really good fighters. So, and I'm a little excited to see because they're both really young. So I'm excited to see what happens when they both get to the top of the division because I do believe that they both will. I don't know if it's going to be another Aljamain Sterling Marab situation where they refuse to fight each other, so one goes up so that the other um, can start his reign as champion, or if they're teammates that will fight each other. You know, we'll just have to see and find out. God, all these noises, man, coming from my PC. I haven't had my PC on in like a week, so I'm getting a lot of weird notifications. But yeah, good win and good finish by Alden Correa, man. It was beautiful. Moving on. Zachary Reese versus Cedric Dumas. I picked Zachary Reese by a round 1 knockout. I think Zachary Reese was winning. He's just better, and you could just see that very clearly. He was outstriking him. He was quicker. He had more pop in his shots. Zachary Reese was, in my opinion, on his way to winning this, and then he hit Zachary Reese in the nuts. Zachary Reese. He hit Cedric Dumas in the nuts, and Zachary Reese milked it. I think, in my opinion, I think he milked it. So Cedric Dumas just isn't. I don't know. I've just seen way worse nut shots, and they continue. I think that Dumas knew he was losing, and thought, hey, if I get finished again, I'm probably gonna get cut. So I'm gonna milk this, hopefully for a DQ. If not, I'll take a no contest because at least he didn't win and I didn't lose. So therefore, I'll probably get another chance in the UFC. I think that's what he did. Because I think he could have continued, and I think any fighter could have continued, especially in his situation. You know, you guys have to really think about Cedric Dumas' financial situation. He's got like 4 kids, and he had like $30 in his bank account. And it's like, you really need this paycheck. And Cedric Dumas, he doesn't get paid a lot. You know, he's on a very low contract, I believe. So it's not like just his show money is really anything crazy. He needs that win. He needs that win bonus too. And the fact that he wasn't willing to really take the pain and go through the fire for his kids and for his bank account. He wasn't willing to go through that and attempt to win like a warrior. Just shows a lot about who Cedric Dumas is inside the octagon. I don't think he's anything. I don't think he'll ever be anything. I think he should be cut after this. I don't think he should ever get the opportunity to fight it in UFC again because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it from a career standpoint because he's not good enough, and he also doesn't deserve it from a personal life standpoint either because he can't get out of he can't stay out of trouble. He's not trustworthy. Can't trust him to show up to fight night a lot of times, and yeah, I don't know. Zachary Reese won in my book. So yeah. Zachary Reese he's not the greatest, but he is decent, and he can beat guys like Dumas 10 times out of 10. So yeah. Moving on to Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Guru. I picked Jesus Aguilar. I forgot the method I picked, but I did pick Jesus Aguilar. I think I picked him by finish, and he got the win. He got a decision. But I mean, I thought this was also like another easy pick. I mean, Luis Guru is just not that good. He's decent, but I mean, for flyweight, you know, these guys are just way better than him. And Jesus Aguilar, he's been here. He's a finisher, man. He can knock you out. He can submit you. Jesus is really good. And Luis Guru got like slept by Ode Osborne in his debut, which isn't like the worst loss you can have in the flyweight division, but you know, I don't know. this fight was a week. This card was a week ago, so and I hadn't rewatched much other than some of the main card fights. So I'm really trying to remember what happened. Um, really trying to remember what happened, but Jesus won, man. He's just better. He was out striking him, out grappling him. I do remember that. It wasn't too boring of a fight though. There was definitely some moments, but I appreciated this performance. So yeah. Moving on to Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. I picked Tatiana Suarez by submission. She won by decision, and I do agree with the decision. I thought she won rounds 1 and 2. I know Amanda Lemos had more damage overall, but fights are scored by rounds. And I think the damage that she did in round 2 was like overhyped. Because she was on bottom position for a lot of the round, getting ground and pounded. Submission attempts, if I remember correctly, but and dude, Amanda Lemos in round 3, dude, she like almost finished Suarez, bro. She had Tatiana Suarez out of there, dude. She was so hurt, but she just couldn't get the job done. And I don't think it was a 10-8 though. So I had it 2-1 Tatiana Suarez. I thought Tatiana Suarez won pretty clearly. I wanted Amanda Lemos to win though. I gotta be honest, because I really do like Amanda Lemos, and I think that having a fighter like Amanda Lemos at the top of the division is really good for the sport, more than it is for Tatiana Suarez. Because I think Amanda Lemos in general has a higher finishing potential against opponents, and she will stand and bang. Whereas Tatiana Suarez, she will take you down and submit you if she can, but if she can't really submit you, she will just kind of lay there. So it's not really the most fun to watch, but Amanda Lemos, she's good, but she lost. She lost this one, even though she hurt her really bad in round 3, really bad. I don't know where you go with either of these girls after this. Well, actually, though, you know what though? You can give Tatiana Suarez the fight against the winner of the new belt. I forgot that Weili Zhang is going to fight Valentina Shevchenko. So I think you can give Tatiana Suarez, because she lost to Weili Zhang. If Weili Zhang was still the champion and she didn't go up, you couldn't give Tatiana Suarez a rematch for the title because she already lost to Weili Zhang. But now that Weili Zhang's out of the division, and Tatiana Suarez, I believe, has a win over Verna Jandiroba, especially if Verna Jandiroba wins the title, which I do think she will, I think you got to give Tatiana Suarez a title shot again. Because it's a girl she's already beaten, and Weili Zhang's no longer in the division, so I think it's a justifiable title shot. Even if Dern wins, I think you can give the shot to Tatiana Suarez. So yeah, I would probably go that route with Tatiana Suarez. Amanda Lemos, she could sit out and think about her game for a little bit. I mean, she loses a lot more often than she wins nowadays, and I do hate to see that for her, because I do like Amanda Lemos. I think she has a lot of potential, but I don't know. Her grappling is pretty weak. Although it actually wasn't that bad here in this fight. Against arguably the best grappler she's ever fought, she's looked worse in the grappling. So, I don't know. Maybe Amanda Lemos is getting a lot better. She just fought Tatiana Suarez, Moving on to Claudio Puelles versus Joaquim Silva. I have some hot takes about this fight, if I can get my camera pulled back up. Damn it. There you go. I have some hot takes here, man. I predicted a Joaquim Silva round 1 knockout. That's what I predicted. Because I thought that, I think if you are any capable fighter at all, you should probably finish Claudio Puelles in a round. Because he's a decent grappler, but he's not a physically strong grappler. He doesn't have much strength to him. He's not a good striker, so he really shouldn't be tossing you around. And he took Joaquim Silva down a few times, like relatively easily, and I kind of didn't like that look for him, because I think that Claudio Silva is terrible, and I don't like the fact that it kind of came down to the knockdown that Joaquim Silva had in like the last 10 seconds to win him the fight. I don't remember if I scored the third round. It was clearly 1-1 going into round three. Round one, round one was for Claudio Puelles, I believe. Round two was for Joaquim Silva, and I kind of forget how round three was going. Um, but I remember being nervous to get my streak of predictions broken by Joaquim Silva in the third round until he got that knockdown, and then I was like, yeah, he got it in the bag. So I think round three was pretty competitive. Maybe I did have it leaning towards Claudio Puelles before the knockdown. But regardless, this fight was a terrible look for Joaquim Silva. I think he should have been able to walk through Puelles a lot easier than he did. I know Puelles is a jiu-jitsu wizard, but he really doesn't have anything else. He can't strike and he can't wrestle, you know? So I don't know. I don't think this was a good performance by Joaquim Silva. But he won nonetheless. I got the prediction right. Still undefeated so far on this card. I was having fun. Jose. Oh my god. The reason I'm having so much issues is because I do not have a mouse pad right now. I had to throw my mouse pad out when I was moving because it was just terrible. And so dragging my mouse across the wood desk doesn't work very well. So it's kind of hard to get my mouse around the screen. But Jose Daniel Medina versus Dusko Todorovic. I took Dusko Todorovic here by decision, I believe. He got a submission in the first round. I was very impressed. I knew he was going to win. I didn't think Medina had any chance. This is one of my most confident fights on the card that I predicted. But I didn't think he'd finish him, especially in the first round, because Jose Medina typically, win or lose, is a hard guy to finish, unless you're middleweight Francis Ngannou or apparently Dusko Todorovic, So, this was really good. Really good performance and a really good win for Dusko Todorovic. And it's a good win. Not that Jose Medina is a good win, but Dusko Todorovic isn't that good of a fighter either. So for him to just finish anybody is kind of a good performance for him. So, but yeah, it was a decent scrap though for the 4 minutes it lasted. Congratulations, Dusko Todorovic. Moving on to Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. Man, damn it, I did it again. I keep doing this. Having so much issues with this mouse right now. I have to get a mouse pad because this cannot continue. There we go. Dude, I took Diego Ferreira here, and I was pretty confident, man. Dude, Alexander Hernandez, I refuse to believe he's good, man. Sometimes you watch fighters have that one performance where they just looked so unbelievably bad that you just think that that performance stays in your head when you predict their fights, no matter what else they do. Alexander Hernandez lost to Billy Quarantillo. Billy Quarantillo is fucking dog shit. Like, he's terrible. He can't fight. And he beat Alex Hernandez. I get it was a weight class below, but man, But Diego Ferreira is a really good fighter, man. And it's like, fuck. He just got slept by Hernandez, man, in 2 rounds. It was ridiculous. This was the fight that broke my streak. I was undefeated up until this. Because I picked Todorovic, Silva, Suarez, Aguilar, Reese, well, no contest, Correa, Rendon, and Donchenko. And then we get to Diego Ferreira ruining my shit. Good win, though, for Alexander Hernandez. Maybe I'm going to stop underestimating him here. I have to start looking at these recent performances and going, he can put people away, you know what I'm saying? He's always been able to put people away, but it's the fact that he gets just outdone, I still think he could be outdone easily, though, by someone that's not Diego Ferreira and Chase Hooper. But we'll see who his next opponent is. This was a really quick turnaround after the Chase Hooper fight, and he got a win again. So just two impressive knockouts in a row, back to back. I have to start respecting Alexander Hernandez. I have to start respecting him. I can't keep disrespecting him, you know. He put Diego Ferreira out, dude. He dropped him and then landed some ground and pound, and, dude, he put him so out with, I believe it was like an elbow or something. Dude, just put him out. It was absolutely disgusting. So, Diego Ferreira, how old is he? He might have to fucking retire now at this point. Moving on. Santiago Luna versus Quang Lee. Back to my winning ways with this one. I took Santiago Luna here by knockout, I believe. I think I actually chose submission. But yeah, dude, back to his winning ways here. Back to my winning ways. This was a fun scrap, dude. Quang Lee, didn't Quang Lee drop him early on, or at least hurt him really, really badly? It looked like Quang Lee was about to just absolutely, you know, absolutely embarrass Santiago Luna in his debut. You know, it looked like Santiago Luna was not going to live up to the hype at all. But then he comes back and drops him and then sleeps him. An amazing first round fight and a really good performance and finish by Santiago Luna. But it was looking early like it was going to be a Quang Lee night, man. But, hey, this is MMA. Things can change instantly, and that's what happened here, man. First 2 minutes, you know, Quang Lee was putting mustard on him. Out of nowhere, Santiago Luna just sleeps him, finishes him. It was amazing. It was a really good fight. Santiago Luna's really good. I'm excited to see where he goes from here on out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, honestly. What time is it? 6:03. Moving on to Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Kelvin Fat Fuck Gastelum missed weight again. He is an absolute embarrassment. He's very unprofessional. And at what point do we cut Kelvin Gastelum? You know, at what point do we cut Kelvin Gastelum? Dude has missed weight, what, fucking 5 times? He's missed weight more than he has missed weight more than he has officially missed weight. Because if you guys don't know, Kelvin Gastelum missed weight against Darren Till. But he, like, put a lot of his weight on his coach by using his elbow. He put his elbow on his coach, releasing some weight off of him. And he was even underweight because he was putting too much weight on his coach. He was underweight, and then he just kind of brought it back a little bit and made weight. Embarrassing. Kelvin Gastelum missed weight again by 5 pounds for this one. I said that Dustin Stoltzfus would win by submission. Kelvin Gastelum did clearly win. He dropped him pretty badly, and he was just kind of outboxing him. And Dustin Stoltzfus really couldn't control him too well on the ground. So I was also wrong about this one, I'll admit. God, look at that physique of Kelvin Gastelum, dude. Absolute embarrassment, dude. He's a fucking torta, man. He needs to figure something out, man. He needs to go up to light heavyweight or something, bro. Put him up another weight class. Force him up another weight class. This is what, his second time missing weight at middleweight or some shit? Like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Missing weight with Kelvin Gastelum, episode 1. No wonder why there wasn't an episode 2, you fat fuck. All because these guys are quote unquote legends don't mean they're immune to getting cut, man. At what point do we start cutting Kelvin Gastelum, man? If he misses weight again, absolutely get rid of him. Don't even let him fight that night. Just fucking get rid of him. Just get out of here, man. I mean, Brian Battle, you know what I'm saying? He got cut. Kelvin Gastelum's missed weight more often. I get he's a bigger name, but fuck, man. Come on. You know? Can't have double standards here with shit like this. If you want to be a professional fighter in the biggest MMA organization in the entire world in the UFC, you have to make weight. It's that fucking simple. I am tired of this shit, man. You know? Because it's a big advantage for fight night. Who knows what would have happened if Kelvin Gastelum made weight and was 5 pounds under against Dustin Stoltzfus? You know? Dustin Stoltzfus, there was a chance he probably would have still lost. But, I mean, there was a chance that Kelvin Gastelum wouldn't have had as much steam on his shots, as much powerful in the grappling. Maybe Dustin Stoltzfus could have done it, you know? This is just ridiculous, man. We also need to find more percent of the purse, bro. Find 80% of the purse. We have to let these guys know that this shit is not okay. And when you miss weight, you will face repercussions. You know, some of these guys will take the 35%. They'll take it, dude. For an extra little advantage, bro. Since these guys will take that. You find them 80, and people are going to be making weight. I guarantee you. It's just what it is. But yeah, good win, I guess, for Kelvin Tortagastelum. Get him out of here, man. Dustin Solstice is good, though. Moving on to Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon got absolutely exposed and slept. I know he got hit by a car. Was it the... oh, dude. I got rid of my camera. I know that Jared Gordon got, like... I know he got hit by a car. I don't remember if he got hit by a car the day of or the day before. I think it was the day before. He got, like, hit by a car or something. Still came in. And, like, that's cool and all. That shows heart, and that shows that you know, you will still come in and fight regardless of the situation. But what you can't do is after you lose, take it out on fans and be like, da-da-da-da-da. I got hit by a car. I still went in there. Respect me or whatever. I don't really know to the extent of what he was arguing, but he was kind of complaining a lot after the loss. And it's like, bro, shut up. You know, you got slept by Rafa Garcia, man. Rafa Garcia is... he's okay, but Rafa Garcia really isn't, like, a crazy step above in the lightweight division. Like, you went tooth and nail with Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett would finish Rafa Garcia in, like, 2-3 minutes, you know? And you arguably beat Paddy Pimblett. So, like, why are you out here getting smashed up by Rafa Garcia? Like, I don't know. Rafa Garcia did look improved as hell, though, I will say, man. Damn, my eye. He looked really improved, and the boxing looked much better than it has in the past. So, you know. Let me look here. Takedowns 2 out of 3 for Rafa Garcia. So I mean, it wasn't a bad performance. It was a really good performance for Rafa Garcia. Jared Gordon had moments too. He was hurting Rafa Garcia as well at times, but just wasn't enough. But the thing is, man, if you're gonna get like hit by a car, if you're gonna get some sort of injury or some sort of unfortunate, if you're gonna get in some sort of unfortunate accident before your fight and you still decide to take the fight, you had the chance to pull out. If you're gonna take the fight, you have to accept the repercussions of taking the fight. And if you lose, even if it's because of the injury, you know, you can say like, damn it, well, it wasn't my best night. But what you can't do is go insulting people because you lost, because you were, you know. But I'm always excited to see a Jared Gordon fight. He either sleeps or gets slept a lot of the time. So Rafa Garcia is pretty entertaining as well. This was an amazing fight. Very brutal, gruesome. It was amazing. You know, so that's all I really got to say about it, man. Improved Rafa Garcia. Who would have thought? Moving on to Rob Font versus David Martinez. What did I say? What did I say in my prediction video, guys? What did I say? They're doing Rob Font so incredibly dirty by forcing him to fight not really forcing him, but they're giving him all these up-and-coming, like, guys who don't deserve to fight him. And he keeps beating them. But I said in my prediction video, guys, if you keep giving him these guys, if you keep giving him guys like these that are decent at fighting but don't deserve the Rob Font fight because they haven't done anything to deserve it, you keep giving him those matches, and eventually one's going to get him. And that's what happened, man. David Martinez got him. Beat Rob Font. Now David Martinez is, what, a top 5 guy? It's disgusting. David Martinez should still be fighting unranked guys for the next 3-4 fights of his career. That's what happens when you get in the UFC. It's what should happen. You get in the UFC as an unranked guy, no prior crazy name. Obviously, a guy like Patchy Mix is different. You know, he can come and have a top 5, top 10 guy. You know, in his debut, nobody has an issue with that. In fact, we would want that. But a guy like David Martinez, who is not a dominant champion in a different organization, someone with a crazy, crazy name, when they come in, they fight an unranked guy. They fight a few more unranked guys, depending on their performances against those guys, and then you will work his way up. You don't just. I think he was what 1-0 in the UFC, 2-0 now, and he's a top 5 guy. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, Rob Font may be regressing. We don't know, or maybe David Martinez is just that guy. That guy or not, he should have had to prove it against lower competition, working his way up like a lot of people do. A lot of people don't get these, these opportunities where they just get thrown into the deep end. They have to go through killer's row, murderer's row. They have to go through the gauntlet. These guys have to go through the gauntlet, man. I don't agree with just giving these guys massive opportunities like this that are very undeserved. Dave Martinez got to know. What can I really say, right? The fight was decently entertaining. They both hurt each other a bit at times, and what time are we at? 30 minutes. That's not bad. So yeah, Dave and Martinez got him. Sorry, Rob Font, that they keep doing this to you, man. Moving on to the main event. Diego Lopes versus Jan Silva. What did I say in my prediction video again? During my prediction video, I was really heavily starting to, consider a Diego Lopes pick, but I don't like to switch picks. Even at the end, if I like to switch picks, I feel weird about it. So I usually just stick with my initial pick, unless I watch tape and I see something like, oh no, I'm switching, But man, Diego Lopes, man. Dude, Diego Lopes beat the shit out of him in round 1. Round 1 was like arguably a 10-8. I'm trying to remember if I definitely scored it a 10-8 or not. But dude, it was at the very least a very easily arguable 10-8. Took Jan Silva down. I thought he was gonna finish him, man, with the ground and pound. He had a mounted ground and pound, and I'm sitting there thinking, holy shit, this is ridiculous. Jan Silva just on bottom, no way to get up. Diego Lopes just raining down shots. He's elbowing like right here, top of his head, just elbow, and he's just landing elbows and shots. I'm thinking, oh my god, wallahi, it's over. Jan Silva's Diego Lopes is gonna finish him, but Jan Silva reverse position, survived the first round. Second round comes around, and now here's some things I want to talk about. Here's something I want to talk about here. Let me see here. I don't know if I bookmarked or saved any of the comments in specific. I didn't. But dude, some people were saying that Diego Lopes was like clearly up in the second round. I don't think so. Jan Silva was landing very hard shots, and coming from someone who picked Jan Silva, it was still a really good pick because there was no fucking way that I was supposed to genuinely predict for Diego Lopes to have that kind of chin. The kind of chin that Diego Lopes has, I don't think you guys understand, is fucking unreal. He took shots off of Jan Silva that no human on earth his size should ever be able to take. He was throwing absolute bombs with full intention, landing them square on the chin with no defense against Diego Lopes. And Diego Lopes, at most, backed up a step. And I'm sitting there watching, thinking, we have a Max Holloway, Marvin Vettori type chin here on Diego Lopes. Unreal. Diego Lopes, Jan Silva was absolutely tagging him with some hard shots. And here's the thing I want to talk about. Jan Silva was going for spinning elbow attacks all fight long. He did it a lot in round 1, a lot in round 2. He was going for that spinning elbow. Diego Lopes only threw 1, and it's all he needed, man. He saw Jan Silva throwing all those elbows and said, listen, kid, I'm going to show you how to throw an elbow. You don't sit there and just spam them until you get one. You pull counter it pretty much. You wait until they come in, wait for the perfect time, throw the spinning elbow on the temple of Jan Silva, puts him down, started wailing on him, ground and pound, and the ref stops it. I do think Jan Silva I do think that Gian Silva would have eventually recovered from that, maybe, but you can't take that risk. He was getting pounded out. But Gian Silva, man, he's so tough though. That elbow, I don't know who it doesn't. I don't know who that elbow doesn't put out. Honestly, it was a very quick, clean across the temple. That shit puts anybody out, pretty much. You know, John Silva, I definitely don't think he's a fraud. I think he's fucking amazing still. I still think he beats most of the people in the division, and I do not think this rules him out from beating Alexander Volkanovski. Of course, Volkanovski could beat Gian Silva, but losing to Diego Lopez in the way that he did doesn't rule out the fact that John Silva can beat Volk. I still think John Silva has a better chance to beat Volkanovski than Diego Lopez does, just because I think that John Silva is. I do think that I do think that John Silva against mutual opponents is a better striker than Diego Lopez, even though Diego Lopez did win this one. I would worry more for Volkanovski against Gene Silva than I would against Diego Lopez. So that's just the way MMA works, isn't it? But man, it was so nasty, man. Diego Lopez absolutely schooling him in round one, low key, and then round two it was swaying a bit towards Gene Silva, but just too good. Diego Lopez is amazing, man, and I've been saying since the debut of Diego Lopez, I do think he beats Movsar Evloev in a rematch with full camp, and this only strengthens my opinion on that, my take on that. I think Diego Lopez finishes Movsar Evloev in a rematch. I think John Silva also beats Movsar, though, to be honest, but it is what it is, right? This is a really, really amazing card. This was one of the best cards of the year. One of the best fight night cards of the year. Had a lot of hype and a lot of fights. But let's go over my my picks here before I sign off here. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I really only get 8 right? I thought I got 9 right at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only got 8 right. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrong. 8, 5, and 1 is how I finished. Man. Ridiculous. That's going to wrap up this video, though, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We have an amazing card this weekend. Olberg versus Reyes. I'm not going to spoil who I'm going with right now, but isn't the longest card in history? Man, I got my work to do this week in terms of taking notes and doing my predictions. But I did get this, a officially licensed UFC notebook. So when I'm at work doing whatever it is I do at work, and I'm watching videos on my phone on the side, I can take notes of anything I see, and that's always what I do. But now I have an official notebook to do that, so I don't just got to use random papers. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. The setup is not going to be complete. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to keep my setup here, but if I am, I'm probably going to get like a UFC tapestry or something to put over my door. I'm probably going to honestly move my camera a bit more like this so you can see more of my... Oh, wait. There's my Squidward tapestry. But I don't know if I'm going to put like a UFC tapestry over my door to kind of have like a better background for doing videos, but you know, it is what it is, right? Before I mess with this camera anymore, I'm gonna get out of here. 39 minutes, that's not bad. I appreciate you guys for watching. Bye.